Hey guys, how are you doing? Many of us have pulled on the Phantom banner to get Shamaru or Phantom. If you were lucky, you might have got Cutter too, and Cutter is a new 4-star unit. The question is now, is she worth building or not? Cutter is a 4-star guard with the position melee. She has the tags Nuker and DPS, and I gotta say I really love Nuker units. And the trait is the same as the one from Chen and Balbik, which is regular attacks deal damage twice. She has 2 base skills for the workshop, which are special training records. When stationed at the synthesis station and producing chips, increase the rate of byproducts by 70%. I am not the biggest fan of this base skill because this is the exact same base skill that also 12F has. So there is no need for getting her because of that base skill. And her second base skill is Indifference. When stationed at the synthesis station and producing chips, recipes which consume 2 mood will have minus mood consumed. In my opinion, the second base skill might be the worst base skill in the entire game. Because question yourself, have you ever needed to convert 24 chips into another kind of chips? I didn't, and that's why I think building her for the base skills is definitely not worth. I gotta say she has a really strong talent for 4-star, which is photo etched marks on E2 potential 5. Normal attacks have a 23% chance to recover 1 additional SP. So every time she attacks, there's a 23% chance that she gets an additional SP recovered. Which is really strong for her because she can only recover SP by attacking. So having a chance of getting an additional SP by an attack is super strong for her. Her first skill on M3, Redshift. Immediately throw 4 daggers towards random enemies ahead, each dealing 340% physical damage. I think this is a really strong skill for a 4-star, but I have a big problem with it, and this is it attacks randomly. So if you have only one dude ahead of you, it will only attack this dude, and even though he might have a lot of defense, it deals a lot of damage, which is really awesome. But if there are multiple enemies ahead of you, it just goes straight to everyone and it's completely random. And that's a big problem because it barely deals any damage if only one enemy gets attacked by 1 dagger. And that's why I would recommend you, if you plan to use this skill, only use it in 1 versus 1 situations or if there's not too many enemies. And if you plan to use it against crowd of enemies, then use it with Liskarm because it only takes 11 SP. So you can trigger this shit and battery this shit, and this is then really strong. Her second skill on M3, Crimson Cutter. Deal 450% physical damage to up to 6 nearby enemies. Attack scaling is double when attacking flying enemies. And this only costs 12 SP, but keep in mind, 12 SP is not per second, this is per hit. So if the talent is not getting activated, you need to hit an enemy 12 times until you can activate her skill. But all in all, I think this is a really strong skill to have, especially in situations where you can't deploy a lot of casters and snipers. She can be so helpful to take out drones, and not only that, on ground enemies she can also deal a lot of damage. But keep in mind, she needs ground units to charge her skill. If there are no ground units, she cannot charge her skill and you can't take down drones. But now let's take a look at the stats. She has 2320 HP, 571 attack, which goes up to 641, and 325 defense. But now let's compare the stats with the other units with the same trait. And we already see, compared to the other units, her stats aren't that good. But all of those units have a different task and a different way to be played, so keep that in mind. And the final question is, should you build her, yes or no? And I would say, if you're lacking of casters and snipers, then having her can be a really awesome addition to your squad, especially she will already do a really awesome job at E1 with skill rank level 7, so there is no need to E2 her. But on the other hand, if you have already a good squad, you're lacking of nothing, then there is no need to build her, because I never faced a situation where I thought I need that skill of her. In a tier list, I would give her the A rank. She is one of the better 4-stars in the game. And the big advantage of a 4-star is they are cheap to build. So if you build her and you're not satisfied with her, the waste of materials isn't that big. And the last thing to know about her is the voice actor is Yahagi Sayuri. She had some famous roles like in Makenki, Himegami Kodama, in To Love Aru, Sarenshi Haruna, in Sword Art Online, Sakuya, in Setokai Yakuin Domo, Hagimura Susu, and in Sankareya Saoshi Ranko. She had some good roles, but overall she's more like an unknown voice actor. And that is everything I have for you today. I really hope I was able to help you with your decision if you should build Cutter. And with that said, thank you so much for watching and have a nice one. Bye bye, Sanemasai, have a good one. See ya.